realizing that during the Earthbound stream, I began freezing my ass off.
Strange.
And not strange at all. It was cool. Like, not super cold, but just well below my comfort threshold. And as I got tired, my ability to maintain homeostasis began to weaken. And I realized, why in the balls didn't I just grab my space heater? You just put it over here, where it'd warm this half of the room, you'd be fine, and I'd stop dying. Think of it. I figure if I get cold during stream tonight, I'll do exactly that. Like a thinking being. As opposed to like a greater dolt.
Well, if so, why don't you just use that one, since it's a little more directional?
That one is a bit more potent and has a much wider history, since it never stopped going.
Yeah.
The Honeywell 360, at least, will occasionally turn off. Also, it's a bit quieter, too. It won't go through your mic as bad. I know these things, for I've done them before with its predecessor. Of the exact same model. Faded salad.
Faded salad?
.png.
Strange.
Select fingerprint, voucher, extract, report options.
Yeah.
I think I'm hungry. Ghost Party. My screenshots get names. Looking around for relevant screenshots to attach to the LinkedIn entry for the Date Picker project.
Okay, well, we're up to 3, and we're not the only ones that have been having issues with the bots giving notifications of Twitch being on in a timely manner. So, that's not the... Yeah. That's not... That's the one.
It confuses me intensely.
Greetings, Internet. It is 8:10 p.m. 8:08:10. That's right. 8:10 p.m. on Thursday, January 5th, 2023. Welcome to Thursday Thanatopsis, still. I'm your host, Mark Amsry, DJ Amstrack. That's Daniel. And tonight we'll be continuing Sunless skies. Last time, Daniel was not present, so I wasn't flying solo, but I was navigating myself.
Mm.
I was navigating by memory. So I probably forgot some things. Let's find out.
We're gonna compare notes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing Twitch is having itself a heck dirt.
A heck dirt?
Because I was seeing literally only you as users in chat, and now it's added me. Twitch, why? Why you dumb?
Crap.
What makes Twitch such a dumb?
Such a dumb. All the derp.
All of it. All that's available anyway.
All the herp that can be derped.
All the derp is fit to herp.
Oh, I did, unfortunately for you. Oh, hit the light if you would, please. Now that we are beginning the vaguely spooky, the unsettling.
That's right. Oh, jeez. There it is. Ah, wrong way.
I did find and engage 2 different you can only do this once per captain events.
Neat.
Once over at Faith's Fall, because I wound up over there and had an abundance of supplies and an something chart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I also discovered the Apoidian Gardens and found the flower at its center.
Wait, there was something you hadn't found in Reach yet?
Yeah. I'd found every port here, but I hadn't found everything here. And there's a few quarters. Yeah, like I have no idea what this is.
It's a horror, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. And there's something over here that I've yet to uncover. Might not be anything. Might be another thing.
Supposed to be.
Took care of that.
No, I was like going over to my Sunless Skies tab, and of course to be. He's like, oh, okay. So, my notes say to turn in for reports, grab us on some photography. These aren't things of action.
Oh.
Taking Clevo to the mausoleum, however.
Yeah, Remy, get down from there.
Taking Remy to Abu Dhabi. Really? That was immediate. No remorse on this whole thing. You physically pick her up and huck her away from something she shouldn't be screwing with, and she goes right back to it. It's like you didn't have a reason to do that or something. Meow. Yes. Claymore to the mausoleum. Rats to Perdurance.
Right.
Tom, Signal Boy, and the Fortunate Navigator need to go to London. I assume you're taking care of those things.
No, I haven't gone back to Albion yet.
Oh, okay, so they're each.
Yeah.
Oh, so you didn't literally know those things. Okay. Check reports in Albion for verdant spore. Nope. Get cage B for the devil, which you do by taking down a bee while carrying nectar, which is flagged after taking him to the well of the wolf. Okay, it's also in Albion. Get cantankerous legs for a carpenter and quartet.
Did that.
Okay. Then you get the legs to the carpenter and then the thing to the magician.
Yep.
Cool.
And they
Select the whole entry.
Yep, and then proceeded to flag the thing for the bereaved acrobat. I believe.
Sad crap.
Yes, return to the circus to reunite the twins. Okay.
So what was the flower at the center of the dude?
Let's see if it says something about it here. No, it was just like honestly, it wasn't really that interested. It was just like a single normal-sized flower in the middle of an enormous, like, jungle of giant flowers, and it's like it treated it like this was, oh my god, some kind of secret amazing thing.
That is somewhat remarkable, actually. Like a normal flower here in the Reach, where
Yeah.
plant growth is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
It didn't explain it. It just pointed it out.
It showed up, explained nothing, and left.
Yeah, basically. Or more like, it showed up, explained nothing, and I left. Or I showed up, explained nothing, and left.
But you showed up and learned nothing and left.
There we go.
Is this a D&D? Protagonists show up, wreck shop, explain nothing, leave. Yes,
Sweet
Sky
baby.
Burnett. That'll probably be a leave it.
Yeah.
Blue Kingdom zone to be a little bit on the dangerous.
What was it that the rubbery penitent needed? Ow. Needed again?
Oops.
Penance, enlightenment, and the penance shift. 5 penance, shift of perspective, or 1 shift of perspective and 1 enlightenment.
Okay. I believe you got 1 shift. No, I think you used your shift.
Actually, I think I got those in, like, last Captain.
Oh. Okay. So whether you used it or not, that way you don't have one.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm selling.
Okay, and I got the stomach of a cantankerous. I needed the cutting of the titanium petal, which I couldn't figure out how to get. Like, I went to Titania and there was no option to get it. I'm suspecting that Titania may need to be in better repair.
That is a distinct possibility. You should decide if you want the place to look more like London or if you want it to look more like Eleutheria.
I would like to know what that place looks like first. Fortunately, I know where the gate there is.
Learning about the arts, freeing the half-glass man.
Right, I need more.
Is it half full or half empty?
I think that's the jerk.
Oh.
That's the
I
joke.
buried it in the sky.
Yeah, 3 ministry stamped permits, so I need more of those.
I'll make a note of that, actually.
Yeah.
Bring 3 ministry permits to Last Man in
Glassman.
False Sun. Whatever the hell it's called. Clockwork Sun.
Clockwork Sun.
Damn, Clockwork Sun. And I see you need crockery, which is common in Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
You need DM screens and bronzewood.
That literature.
Oh,
Ministry approved literature. Literature.
I said trifle.
I don't know.
That's weird. That'd be like a butt monkey to bind.
Yeah. It looks more like a pamphlet than a...
Did you just pronounce the H in pamphlet?
You do pronounce the H in pamphlet.
I suppose one usually, but okay, I'm from Oklahoma. I used to hearing pamphlet. You just ignore the H completely. Pamphlet. Pamphlet.
That sounds so bizarre to me.
Pamphlet sounds weird to me, but makes a heck of a lot more sense.
Yes, it's pamphlet. That's the word.
Of course, I used to say iron because it made sense. That's how it's spelled. I hate English. Our language sucks.
How ironic.
Goddamn, Remy.
Don't do it, Remy.
I'll pay you double.
I feed you, Remy. Actually, Mom feeds you.
I'll feed you double. Wait, that's
Sure.
a bad idea.
Yeah, she'll just barf.
She's scarred. She also barf.
Okay. Let's see. I should pop through...
Oh yeah, plenty of bronzewood places.
Yeah, I should pop through the gate to Brabazon to get the 1 bit of crockery that I need. Let's see. There's an auction for ministry approved literature right now where I can get plenty. Provided I get there in time. Which I should.
Oh yeah, what's the Burrow Below thing for you right now?
I think I'm in good standing.
See, I remember using gates can potentially get its attention.
Ah, right.
And if you have its attention, if you use a gate with hours, you could potentially get its attention.
Well, I don't believe I have its attention. If I use a gate with hours, could I get its attention?
Yes.
Okay. If I use a gate with ministry stamped permits, could I get its attention?
I don't remember. It says less likely or not.
How many ministry stamped permits do I have? Only 3.
You need 2 more, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 1 more and use hours for the Or better yet, use hours for the trip there. Stop at Avid Horizon and do the sacrifice to the...
Oh, Avid Horizon is way out of my way.
Use hours for the trip there. If you get its attention, take some hours to Avid Horizon to make it do not have its attention anymore.
Okay.
And then use the stamp permit to get back. That way you need only 4 permits instead of
Okay.
And of course, there's the chance that you will get its attention using ours to go there and show off. Hey.
Yeah. Is it one or two barrels of ours that I need to use the thing? No, I mean to use the gate. The transfer relay.
Oh, item one. Let me see here. Transit relay. Rare events. Travel first class. Travel second class. No, actually, it might not matter what class you're traveling. Alright, so let's,
Hmm?
Can you see what this is?
Chocolate frosted flakes.
Family size,
Mm-hmm.
90 cents.
Huh.
And it didn't say clearance. And at first I thought, oh, it's supposed to be $4.90, and somehow the 4 got cut off of it. And I looked more closely at it, and no, it says 90 cents. There was the cent mark after, and then the price per ounce that they put in there.
Huh.
And so it looked like there were 5 or 6 boxes on the shelf. I could reach 3 of them. I bought 3 of them. But it was full. I mean,
Yeah.
so like they had just stocked it or restocked it. So I do hope that you like chocolate frosted flakes.
Sure.
Either way, it looks. And it's chip.
Okay, cool.
Philadelphia on second class. Minus 2 barrels. 1 season hours. Plus 5 terror modulated by your attention or below. The date adjusts by a bit. Smolder's luck changes, whatever that is. And on a 20% chance, attention barrel below. Which is the same chance as first class.
Ow! Really?
The difference is first class is guaranteed to increment the date by 2.
Yeah, I don't think she meant to, but she did.
And first class will give you terror. Oh wait, actually they give you terror based on your attention with the ground. Whoa. There.
Why don't you give her some brushing so she'll leave me alone and I can stream?
Is she poking you every time you try to...
Yep. Should be on the little stool there.
Come on, baby. What?
Oh, headbutt. Sweet Ramy.
Headbutt on your arm, headbutt on your knee, headbutt back on your arm again. What? What, baby girl? Your claws need trimming. They do too.
Let's see here.
Just trying to argue with me. They do.
Straight to Port
As soon
Prosper.
as somebody will scruff you, and this hold a good scruffer, I wonder?
I don't know.
Let's get hurting scruffy nerves. You know
That was a funny sound.
It's
What's
nerf
a funny sound?
Okay. Thomas the Space Engine.
I was gonna say Samuel the Space Dream, but I was right.
Uh-huh. Twain, twain, twain. Look out, Tackety.
Oh yeah, the fact that he's made their entry to the Monitor Lizard yet?
Yes, they have. It's big.
Learn to fly! Jeez, the Stovepipe's gonna win this war if you adults keep flying like that. This must be where they train fresh helmsmen. I didn't realize that wasn't the siren game.
Yeah, no, it's people street racing outside.
Then they get to the stop sign and they're like, yeah!
Yeah!
One of my neighbors literally has a car exactly. Well, not exactly like it. It's got a scoop.
Remy.
It's got a scoop, and it's full of poop. And DJ Lon says, #1 medal.
#1 medal?
It's just first place is the name of the emote.
Oh, okay.
What you got? In this field?
You got a train wreck.
Dang!
Ding. Fries are done.
What's in the hole? Is it sandwiches?
Failure.
Mechanical problems.
Lost one crew. You'll suffer from mechanical problems. This halves your locomotive's heat bar, making combat more difficult. When you next reach port, the problematic equipment will be removed automatically and stored in your hold. You can equip it again once your captain meets the requirements. When you don't meet the requirements of your engine, you won't gain the passive speed boost or be able to engage full steam mode, but your heat bar won't be halved. Engines are not automatically unequipped. What? Your crew attach cables to the wreck to hold it steady as they pry apart the doors. A sudden gust of wind rocks both vessels, and the young man straining at the pry bar slips. He cries out, his hand mangled on a torn edge of metal. He's likely to lose his fingers. The treasure you retrieve from the hold will be little comfort to him. Oof. 18 sovereigns.
Gosh, we're gonna have to hire a new crewman.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, probably should have picked up some crew at Winchester, actually. We only had 9 of 14.
Yeah. Ah.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, that was just a bad
Mm-hmm.
Again,
At an
80% iron roll.
Uh-huh.
And you just have not succeeded on my thing. Oh yeah, have you hired on more recruits and trade?
I don't think I found anybody else yet.
Well, I might find that dog.
Oh, I did find the dog.
Oh, good. Ridiculous.
Okay. Report.
And now Digimon says Maple Leaf.
Maple Leaf. Oh, Canada.
Did the Leafs win something? Was it the Leafs? I guess it might have been the Leafs. And it could be anything else that Canada recently did well.
Why is my fortune so low?
I don't know.
Well, let's give it a shoot. Failure. Well, I got 5. That's exactly how many I needed. You bid unwisely and too much. Early on, the auctioneer sells you a volume of Swinburne, followed by the less works of the Romantics and some dreadful celestial. Well, it doesn't deserve to be called poetry. By the time bidding begins on the first edition of Tennyson, you have spent all the money you brought. It goes for half its value to a dreadful old baggage and a lurid hat.
First edition Tennyson?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is that doing up for auction?
Language.
Whoa, butts, sorry. Ah, damn. But seriously, what is Tennyson? What? Oh boy, London, no.
Canada's national anthem is so much prettier than the U.S.'s national anthem.
Present yourself to customs. Nothing to declare.
And of course, you have Germany's anthem, just like, we're number one.
Well, I don't think that is still Germany's anthem. That was specifically the anthem of the Third Reich.
Oh no.
Yeah. The Deutschland über alles.
It's a pretty lame anthem they were using. It's basically just a song going, "We the best." Luckily, they didn't do it.
Standing on a car, finger in the air. With some ladies with my fingers in their hair. I am the one that wins all the Street Fighter tournaments. Make $1 million without even earning it. I don't remember how the rest of that song goes.
how no one really knows how the relays actually work for these islands? It's very on brand for London.
Yeah.
Let's use the dangerous technology we don't understand. A lot! This is safe. Ramzan will have crew.
Yeah. Likely.
So it's just crew.
Oof. Yeah, I know. Recruit. That's more like it. 3 crew.
Party, join us, party, join us.
The bit between. Two Sky Stories.
Oh, have we earned fun?
Yes. Failure.
Sniffing at the air.
Mm-hmm. Snurfing. Mm-hmm.
Here's the spoon going. Chop. He knows there's fresh food in there that you're bringing in bite-sized pieces. But if he hears the spoon going spray, he knows you're just scraping food that he left behind up into a pile in the middle, and he'll walk away.
Hey, could you bring some of those things that Kat got?
Oh, sure.
Thanks.
Birthday cake, graham cracker sandwiches.
Those sounded good.
It's like pretty low crunchy. It was almost in the house then. Party loaf sounds like such a 50s thing.
It does.
Don't forget to bring the party loaf. It's just like an extraordinarily drab meatloaf that this just brought to the party for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
No one even eats it, it just like goes from party to party. Like a fruitcake. Hello, Grego and City Bio.
Hello.
He says, cheers. You know, Red Wings Palmers. Oh, thank you.
Yes, that's pretty tasty. Oh, sure, let's go ahead and get this rolling. Receive carriage clock. Admire the rugs. Smile at the workers. Confess you are not one of the donors. Gained 2 gossip. Our refineries. Linger and watch. Yep. Watch the rock breaking.
Completely ignored that. Wild. Is it okay? Unless it just really gets loud. Because I hate to take it away
Yeah,
from
it's
you.
probably fine. Would you like one, Mom?
No thanks.
Okay.
If he starts pulling at it a bunch, though, it'll it's a problem. That happens.
Hello, Vince.
Nothing to have created.
Mm-hmm. The avuncular inspector finishes her quick look around the ship. That's strange that they would use the word avuncular to describe a woman. Considering that avuncular means like an uncle. Yeah.
What's the equivalent for aunt?
I don't know.
As a funkle. As opposed to a great uncle, which is an uncle.
Uncle Monk Funkle.
Travel to the beach, second class.
Beach?
Everybody says, don't you tell Uncle White jokes, that's what
Yeah. Just slightly removed from dad jokes.
Closely related.
Closely related.
Like brothers.
Yeah.
Who's going somewhere?
Trader's Wood. Hey, I'm going there anyway.
Good. What? Oh, they want to go faster.
Well,
Yeah, you need speed one.
I can do that. Let's see. Just to speed it further.
What? I am going to need some gas.
Yeah, just make sure I have enough.
Three barrels for wood. Ooh. There's the weirdest of disconnects between, like, how that looks on the terrain
Mm-hmm.
and, like, how fast you're actually moving through.
Yeah,
You're going a bit faster,
a little bit.
but, like, I don't think that quite...
Well,
makes up for the
the settler from Port Prosper staggers onto the bridge, clutching his throat. He appears to be in some distress. Indeed, hair sprouts like invasive weed from every follicle in his body, forcing its way out. There's no point in taking him to his destination. His family would want the body returned, probably.
I mean, you're right next to the port. I guess you just... What the heck has happened?
The settler is deposited in his cabin under careful quarantine. Soap and warm water is applied liberally to the floors.
That was downright silly.
Yeah.
You were prepped to, like, make great speed to his destination, and he immediately dies of something. Have you checked under the various things you may have put away? Yeah, like you got stuck on the exercise limb.
Located at the edge of the West End overlooking the bridge, the gaudy widow promises unpretentious delights for most of the family. Although out of fashion in New London, the broad amusements of pantomime and vaudeville still carry favor with the well-heeled of the West End, though they are, of course, careful to never enjoy themselves too much. "She's behind you," a poster reads. What, James? An enthusiastic peal of bells rings over the rooftops. The Albert clock is chiming the hour. Enjoy yourself. This is good, honest theater. You find your companions in the stalls, armed with boiled sweets and roast chestnuts. You soon have the vicar hopping about the stage, while the exuberant widow is almost beside herself with laughter. The interval, and subsequently the rest of the second act, is a hazy affair. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Alright. I'm glad I suggested that.
This is not what was requested, but it's where you think they ought to be. You find an address among the dead settler's belongings, a small house not far from the station. An old woman answers the door, a young child at her elbow. She nods stiffly as she sees you. She accepts his crated corpse. You are not invited in.
You've delivered a settler. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for the $100. Who's next?
The Nature Reserve. Chorister bees. Quickly and harvest a stinger. Okay, well, I can do that.
Okay, so swiftly get in the fight with the chorister bee and toots.
Mm-hmm. I need to swing by the circus anyway, so that'll be on the way.
I'm gonna grab another tank of fuel or two.
Yeah.
Boost is a thirsty affair.
Mm-hmm. In fact, I should head that way first, and then back to New Winchester to pick up the other stuff I'm delivering.
That sounds west.
Yeah.
Picking up gas.
Gassing up with my assing up. There we go. Now, if I'm going straight for the circus, see, I actually head past Magdalene's as well.
That's not compression heating, it's just your engine blowing hot.
Could be.
Maybe you're just pulling it back to the future. Not quite 88 miles an hour though.
No.
I'm sure the Empress would not be happy with people doing 88.
Look out!
Ah!
Nice brakes on that guy. Oh, this isn't where I want to turn. Can't slow down for that.
I feel like you're not going fast enough to really merit the reduced turning power as much as it implies. Get back! Okay, it's kind of funny that you pass cells into dust like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even his projectile got left in the dust. Quickly make that better. Ooh, okay, anyway, you're good.
Crew. Verdant seeds.
Need feeds.
One more fuel just to be sure I don't run out. And onward.
Aren't you glad I convinced you to buy that crazy engine?
Kinda, yeah.
Maybe you're getting a little faster than it feels, because I just realized it zooms out when you have it. Yeah, it zooms out when you do that.
Yeah.
It's bigger. Maybe you're going. Is that big of
No, it wasn't that much, I don't think.
Probably not enough to justify how cool they make it. How panicky some of the crew get about it. No one can live at this speed. Live? We're just like going. It's fine. This is less than twice as fast as cruising.
Just a song before I go, a lesson to be learned. Traveling twice the speed of sound, it's easy to get burned. New arrivals. Terror has fallen. The inconceivable circus. Write a book report. Go behind the tents. Reunite the acrobatic twins. I wondered when we'd see each other again. One twin remarks to the other. The other replies, "How did you know I'd return?" "You always have before. I'm glad you're all right." They wander off, each catching the other up as to what passed in their time apart. 50 sovereigns, 500 XP, 2 sky stories.
Woo.
Post flyers for the strong woman. We need these slapped up all across Port Prosper and Magdalene's. Sure.
Doable and cool.
Gross.
fight.
That shouldn't be difficult. Crew draft lots. The three who drew short set out into the drift armed with the big saw. They hack away at the still vibrating stinger. There's a brief violet flash when a stoker's boot brushes against the sigil on the chorister's back. Soon your crew return, hands golden with spilt fluid, the stinger held aloft. The settler offers to mend the stoker's scorched boot. Willie Amswell. Ah, thank you, Peacock Wind.
So when it gets really windy outside, and pieces start growing. Sadly, the overflow didn't look like a new barrel.
Oh. Dropping off a settler. With a giant bee stinger to boot. Gives you a firm handshake before hefting the stinger over her shoulders and departing. You watch her make her way across the station towards a large group of settlers. You make out a few words over the claimer. Yes, I did it myself. Used a bone saw. It's the only way, but I must warn you, my services don't come cheap. And she is lost to the crowd. 200 sovereigns, 100 XP.
She might get killed.
Mm-hmm. Sapling knots. To New Winchester. That's exactly where I was going.
Excellent. That's the product that isn't dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And nothing really to... nothing else to do here until I collect more of the things. Let's, buy one more fuel to hold me over, and then stock up on discounted stained glass. A soot-besmirched chemist peddles panes of colored glass from the back of her workshop. Unexpected side effect, she explains. Had a small fumes leak. Nothing to worry about, completely safe. But it did turn all of my windows these different colors. Striking, eh?
next freaking door.
Dude.
Oh, man. Well, 7 knocks, so the red 5 can't count.
Yeah.
I like his key.
Da.
I don't remember what that is.
It doesn't translate well. Like the
Sheesh, you got 2 coffee on it. Explains all Dora.
da basically just means like huzzah, yay. Literally it means I came, but not like that.
What is it? Breath one?
Wait, what? Okay, I'm thinking that that's something else.
Full flush, 5 on, Dora 6, red 5, Kita 1, 40 food, 13 on. Yeah, food doesn't matter anymore at that point, now does it?
Mm-mm.
I'm not sure what the heck. See, he's all rocks. That's what it means by full flush. Oh, it's hardly closed.
Mm.
Wait, 2 closed cons? Seriously?
Ring, ring. That's probably Cole messaging me about his Mahjong hand. Tell him he should tune in.
Oh, the Stovies are doing well suddenly.
Yeah. Mostly I'm just doing that for more ministry stamped permits.
I guess the monitor lizard has done well for me. Yep, those are close cons, and he's eating the dinner.
The dinner. It's not like stream is gross or something.
I'm going to presume that the dinner is not near a Twitchable screen.
Mm.
You could totally put it on the phone, but
Yeah. Yeah, no.
it's not great unless you have a headphone or something.
Mhm.
Oh, he's a public.
Mm.
I've never actually physically entered pub. I bet the food's salty.
I think I've been there once. It was alright.
Oh, he's at the OKC one. Okay.
Oh, okay. Dang, I've actually accumulated quite a few panes of stained glass. and immaculate souls.
I could probably see from the roof.
What?
OW is pretty close. You can probably see it from the roof.
There's probably enough trees and stuff in the way.
That's the point of the roof.
Even still.
I can see many things from the roof. I've not been on this roof, but the last roof I was on, I could see. I could see. I could see further than I expected, actually.
I could see for miles and miles. Excuse me.
Granted, we kind of had the tallest house in the neighborhood, so that made that neat. And it was about standing on the chimney. I wasn't brave or dumb enough to stand on the chimney. It's like, well, it could be done. It's absolutely asking for something to knock me over. And if it was steep enough, there would be basically no recovery. Like, nope. I'm going to stand next to the chimney and use it for support.
Chunk. Meow. Meow.
Brief says, "Look meter and stain rod. Names you can trust if you trust the meter."
How bizarre.
Money and loot. Supplies. Oh, cool. 541. Welcome. Decent. Agricultural windfall again. Port Avon, we can't control our sprouts. We got seedlings everywhere, so there's a problem. Cheap fuel, we got the cheap fuel. Heavily adulterated. Come and get it. Rain, did you really have to do that? I glanced at enjoy the surroundings and picture eyes briefly flickered into burns.
Enjoy the burlesque surroundings.
That just sounds like the Scarlet Pillar. To which I have never been.
Sure.
I'm not sure I've even set foot in the Skokie, actually. How close is it to the interstate?
I think it's a good distance from the interstate. It's like near either a state highway or a U.S. highway. But
there are two reasons I could have potentially gotten mixed up. If we're near the interstate, it could be a place that my parents may have stopped on trip once. Otherwise, maybe we had an academic team here. And I don't remember. Because we had many of those all over the place.
Actually, it might be near I-44.
Remember we had one at Edmond Memorial. Apparently the Bulldog is hollow and full of garbage.
Yeah, it might be near I-44 now that I think about it, but I don't think it's near either 40 or 35.
Bill says it's a good food. He eats there fairly often. But yeah, no, it was the end of East 100. He won every single hand and then went out big. Sheesh! Glad that's I get followed home by unsavory sorts of hurt butts. And presumably sharp things to say.
Sharp butts.
That sounds more like butts you would hurt others. Super fun. Full on like Aaron Hansen level butts. Well, now, yeah, I ruined some oration, dude.
Sure, let's repair the tiny bit that I've... Oh dear. Nope. Nope.
You're not a technique scout at all.
Oh, that's not good.
No, that lost all over repair team.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Also, based on some reading, and my knowledge that you can make a gun, I don't think their attacks give you guesses. You get guesses from going on board with the ship. Cry havoc and let's slip the dog.
Oh dear, it must be the dog again. The baritone percussion of his barking echoes through the locomotive. There's a pressing question to consider. Where's the noise coming from? Someone whoops from the direction of the driver's cabin. The locomotive shudders and shakes like a racehorse on the cusp of their last great adventure. You enter to find the driver strapping goggles to the inadvisably big dog. He won't leave, the driver shrugs, scratching behind an ear. And since he won't leave, I decided he might as well be properly equipped. It was an effort to get him to sit still, and he's showing no sign of leaving.
Why don't you make a distraction? You steered him by the goggles last time.
Yeah. You exit the cabin with the driver and begin to raise a ruckus. You sing a giddy duet while banging a rhythm into the doorframe. Luckily for everyone else, it does not take long for the inadvisably big dog to emerge, ears perked in the direction of the noise.
That's much less chaotic than the other solution. Where you, with great difficulty, pull him out by the goggles. Honestly, that's how you handle it. That's your handle animal check right there. More carrot, less stick.
Supplies.
Oh, no bandits.
Oh. It was just jettisoned.
Usually loose loot on the side of the road is secretly protected. It's like bait. Is that what Freeze Pop was singing about?
Super Space Road?
Space Road? You know
what? A commotion in the cabins. A stoker has discovered a creature wrapped affectionately around his Toby jug. A gift from his aunt. The creature is as long as your arm and looks like a leech bred with an eel. It is one of the guests. The guests are drawn to glimmers of sentiment in the broad, hard skies. One attracts others until they will fill a locomotive like the meat fills a sausage. By the time they move on, you will have all been mashed to paste.
Oh dear.
Oh, success, though.
Oh, good.
You organize a methodical search, during which you dislodge another half-dozen guests. They seek out keepsakes in communal places like kitchens and hearths. You found 3 in the galley, sipping the heat from the stove. Resolutely, you fling the coiling, oozing midnight things out of an exterior hatch.
I'm glad you succeeded, because, yeah, failing a few guest events can be nasty.
Mm-hmm.
You're dangerous. I'm kidding, because you got some to me. There's 2 more dudes.
Let's get 2 more dudes. Or 1 more dude.
You are a bad ninja president. This is not enough dudes. I believe you need to bring something here, or did you already do that?
Already did it.
Great.
Sure. Large expedition. Since I am well stocked and fully manned. A sizable contingent of your crew volunteers to follow you into the wood. Packs are hoisted onto shoulders, rations divided and sensibly stored in little tubs. "We're with you, Captain," a stout signaler tells you. "I need more drink. I will be right back."
A stout signaler says, "I need more drink." Huh. The guest ruined me Mum's Toby flask.
What in the world is a Toby flask?
A flask of Old Toby.
What's Old Toby?
Booze. Unidentified booze. Probably a specific one, but I don't really know. Considering London, it's probably gin. What if it's somewhere to Old Tom? Which is booze that you can get by putting a coin into the paw of a wooden cat outside of a pub.
How about putting a wooden coin into the paw of a cat?
That's a good way to get your fingers scratched as the cat attempts to play with the coin.
If I knew it, I'm sure I have a wooden coin somewhere. If I had one, then I would.
Don't take any wooden nickels, Remy. I think I have a wooden nickel. It's enormous. It looks nothing like a nickel.
Yeah, they're more like the size of $50.
Yeah, I was like, this isn't a wooden nickel. This is just like a novelty token. So it costs like 50 cents. Embark on an exposition for these nuts.
Okay. So I can go for bronzewood, which I can get easily enough, or otherworldly artifacts. And the bronzewood is harder, apparently.
Trader's Progress 5. Trader's Progress. I assume you have to get through 5 self-defense.
Yeah. Rain mizzles over the trees ahead. You gather your crew, and with a nod to those left behind, begin to make your way into the mist. You are on an expedition for otherworldly artifacts.
I assume this apartment to have mist and drizzle.
Thunder shakes the trees. Storm's nearing, a signaler says, drawing up her hood. Should we be out in this, Captain?
Wonder why you can't enter the room.
You need progress through the wood 5.
That would be the end of the path. See.
100%? 100%.
You'll make more progress. At no risk, apparently. Oh, check out that thing. Old shield generator stuck in a rock.
Brandy is passed about in little flasks, until you have to remind people not to get rotten drunk in the middle of a thunderstorm. The going is quieter after that, but swifter. Eventually the storm passes. Far and farther into the woods you must go. It begins to pour, the gray sky is angry, your crew look desperate to make camp, and progress will be slow over sodden ground. Perhaps this is an opportunity to recover some of your strength. 100% chance of success. All right.
A less risky option than leaving.
Yeah.
Ding.
Navigator discovers a hollow way running through a vast copse of blackwood. You can set a watch at both ends and light a fire without being seen from elsewhere in the wood. Your crew stay up late, swapping stories of old rulers and their various ends. Your sleep is dreamless as death. Long shadows move through the silver trees ahead. There's a mournful howl. Someone sounds hungry, a stoker tries to joke. A low growling comes from behind you. The beasts have your scent. 80% chance, 84% chance. I'll take the better odds.
Everyone shut up.
You slip under the eaves of a copse of white trees, pale as a corpse's flesh. Slowly, silently, you creep under the canopy. You hear the occasional crunch of bone or branch as your pursuers enter the wood after you. Eventually, the pursuit tails off. You find your crew again on a hill overlooking a bog. It is not the date that it was.
In the bog is at least one frog.
Enter the ruin. Toppled stonework wrought by ancient hands. The stone is rough cut, almost hewn, as if it was worked more like wood than rock. Tunnels have been bored through it, permitting entry and exploration. Inside are cells, arranged as in a monastery, but colossal in size. You wander vast, featureless hallways. Most are entirely empty. Occasionally, you find what seems to have been storage of outlandish tools and tableware. You gather up the most obviously valuable items before departing. 3 otherworldly artifacts.
Neat.
Yeah. Write a port report. Do I have... I do have affiliation Academe 3. The scholars invite you to sit by the fire and share their food. They tell you scandalous stories of colleagues and advisors until a chill wind rushes through the camp, scattering papers. The woman is is a vituperative classicist. Her companions a dismal paleographer, a forlorn young man, and a feckless theologian, a handsome youth with an easy smile. They explain that they are here to enter the regent's grave, where they believe a sleeping king lies buried. They do not agree as to the king's identity. Unfortunately, the college has cut our funding, the classicist explains. Speak to us if you'd be interested in helping.
The king who didn't love his children.
The shadow of the barrow falls over the camp. A mournful wail carries on the wind. A cluster of scholars has set up camp on the border of the wood. Their funding gone, they struggle to continue their research into whoever is entombed in the regent's grave. The wind howls in the trees, and the skies threaten rain. The scholars huddle in their tents, brooding over papers and conspiring against colleagues. Speak to the feckless theologian. The divinity student has a dozen bad habits and a firm conviction that St. John the Apostle slumbers in the regent's grave. An odd choice. The theologian's tent is the largest of the three. Its interior has been decorated with carpets and throws, which trap the smoke from his hookah. The air is a scented fug. The theologian is reclining on cushions, drinking wine. What does he think of his academic colleague? The theologian smiles innocently. Yes, we used to know each other very well indeed. This was back at college, before all his passion got sucked out of him, he sighs. Some people can't accept change.
I said I got change on me $50.
Shut up. Ask about the vituperative classicist. She's very talented and very funny, and not at all nice, and she's furious with me. Why? He won't say. I think I've done enough damage with both of them. He shakes his head. If it weren't for St. John and the academic senate sending me here, I doubt I'd have seen her again, until she became principal, of course. Ask about his theory. Why does he think St. John is buried in a forgotten tomb in the high wilderness? The theologian's eyes widen. He is delighted to have been asked that question. According to the Legenda Aurea, St. John is sleeping somewhere waiting for the coming of the Antichrist, which would mean the end of the world, and what is the high wilderness but that? We left the world behind and the stars are going out, and just after we arrive we discover a tomb hidden in an ancient wood. He runs a hand through his hair. Sometimes we must have faith. That is tenuous.
Deeply. Okay, bye, I gotta talk to the others. Whee!
Speak to the vituperative classicist. The student of the ancient world is armed with more scorn than a vengeful goddess, and a firm conviction that the Sumerian Queen of Heaven sleeps in the regent's grave. The classicist's tent is practical and largely unornamented. The interior is damp from her various walking clothes, which have been scattered across the floor. Old playbills and gaudy costume jewelry hang from the tent ceiling like charms. The classicist is pacing the tent, reading Herodotus while smoking up a storm. Why does she believe the ancient Sumerian deity Inanna is buried in a forgotten tomb in the high wilderness? Isn't it obvious? She rolls her eyes. Fine, I'll tell you what I told the academic senate. The high wilderness is heaven, not as the church conceives it, but as the Sumerians did, a place of stars and chaos and impossible powers, in proximity to and affecting our own world, but far, far removed. She pauses for breath. Inanna, the queen of heaven, entered the underworld in search of her husband, and was trapped for a time. That is the myth. This may be the truth. She waves her hand dismissively. Besides, we made some promising discoveries in the wood. That is a little more plausible. Ask about the feckless theologian.
Probably hates that idiot.
Her invective goes on for an hour, and she only remembers to fetch you tea midway through. A liar and a traitor and a fool, she says, spooning in entirely too much sugar. I loathe him. Her hand shakes as she pours.
He honestly just sounds like just that third thing, really. He appears to be a well-meaning idiot.
Ask about the dismal paleographer. She laughs scornfully, but refuses to be drawn. I will not waste breath on the undeserving.
Okay, bye! Gonna go talk to him.
The forlorn student of medieval manuscripts believes that the Emperor Charlemagne lies in the regent's grave. That's odd.
Even dumber than the theologian. I see why she...
The
Bob Reese says, how many objectives can she think of for him? Invectives?
Trying to think if there's another word.
Adjectives. Probably a few.
The paleographer's tent is some distance from the rest of the camp and almost in the forest. It is smaller and more worn than the tents of the others. Inside, however, the tent is both warm and sturdy. No rain leaks through the oilskin. The paleographer's inks and reference books and old theater handbills are neatly sorted. The paleographer is at a little wooden desk, conjugating the subjunctive. What? Ask about his theory. Why does he think the Holy Roman Emperor Charlemagne is buried in a forgotten tomb in the high wilderness? It's a little strange, I admit. You certainly won't find this in Einhard, but there are legends that say the great king did not leave his people on death, and instead sleeps in a barrow waiting for their hour of need. He almost smiles. You query, his people? I do not forget that we are British. He pauses for effect. But is our queen not of German parentage? Would not her ancestor look out for her, Europe's greatest monarch, as she embarks on her most significant endeavor? Why not King Arthur? That seems so much more obvious than Charlemagne.
Space Camelot.
No, not Camelot. Avalon. Spavalon.
Wait, isn't Avalon the other region? The other region?
Avalon is the mystical island.
Oh no, it's Albion. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Avalon.
Yeah. The mystical island to which Arthur retired on his almost death.
Lord Bob Breeze said exactly the same. Sounds like he's saying Charlemagne is almost like King Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
And his phone is being psychotic when it comes to spelling that. It tried several things that look just wrong. He's like, the correct spelling, you know the one.
And also, every time I think of the name Charlemagne, also just makes me think of that fake Pokemon evolution chart that replaces Charizard with Charlemagne. Because it fits, you know? It goes... Charmander, Charmeleon, Charlemagne.
I don't think Charlemagne flew and breathed fire, though. He wasn't known for that anyway.
No.
It's something weird that Charizard isn't dragon.
Yeah.
While being blatantly a Western dragon.
Ask about the theologian. Brain, that's stupid.
What happened?
It was just playing with the feckless theologian and wound up at Freckles, the theologian. The paleographer is lost in thought. When he answers you, he looks rueful. The three of us were at college together in the same year. We were all interested in the theater, but eventually pursued other things. I hadn't seen him in years, until the Trader's Wood funding came up at the Senate. He sniffs. His intellect is second-rate, but his charm is first class. We can't all be brilliant, he sighs despondently.
My friend's an idiot.
Actually, second thought, that that might have something to do, or that might somewhat explain the choice of Charlemagne. Has King Arthur already been established somewhere else in the Fallen London lore?
Unknown.
Could you look it up in the what is it, the Fifth City wiki?
Right now, Sunless guys found. Let's see here. Fifth City. Probably Doyle. Oh. So there's the Empress.
Ask about the vituperative classicist. A remarkable scholar and a terrifying Goneril. Of course he would reference Goneril. Okay. At college, when she trod the boards, he shakes his head. Ancient history now, which is her province, not mine. He makes a strong cup of tea for himself and then offers you the same. Bitterness has curdled her. He sips his drink, then grimaces, like this milk.
Oh no! Pilk!
Pilk!
This poor man was forced to drink pilk.
Your inquiry induces a rare spirit of cooperation in the scholars. The last expedition into the woods found a document written in the correspondence.
Oh boy!
It contained directions to a place called the Steward's Font. The theologian explains. How could you read it? It must have been on fire. Alas, that is all it needs to break their alliance. The paleographer begins to argue that the steward was a chief position in Charlemagne's household. The classicist makes a pointed reference to Inanna's husband. The theologian's smile is forced. If you could find the font, it would be an immense boon to my work. There are sputters of protestation. Our work.
Yeah, it should have been very on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the runes were broken?
I'm going to need more fuel. Can't buy fuel. Can't buy me fuel. Everybody tells me so.
Ooh, distressing. Look for Arthur, and I'm seeing the Empress, the traitor Empress. All this was her doing. Sole party responsible for London's fall into the need.
Yep.
She and her family are confined to the sheltered palace. There's a reason for this. They're not what they seem anymore.
Mm-hmm.
She's sensitive to light and noise, although she is known to enjoy symphonies which attempt to imitate the correspondence, indicating she is more powerful than she looks. Ooh, dear.
Yeah, may as well. That's a good deal.
escaping from the grip of the Masters when she launched London into space at the turn of the 20th century. So,
yeah,
what does this have to do with Arthur? Why is this the article that I have?
I don't know.
So is Prince Albert in a can again?
Ooh.
Well, no, it's just What you?
Ooh, I can get a Ratronaut. Oh, it requires mirrors of 65.
Yeah, the 3 discoveries ones are good. But it needs some big potato mirrors.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's listen to a story. Mr. Menagerie gestures to the ruins that loom over the port like the Sphinx outside Thebes. We were in service here, long ago, a bargain struck with the old king in the woods. We served at table, procured deliciousness, watched, witnessed, feared. Freedom is better. Freedom is better, it repeats in tones of mild admonishment. I also have a searing enigma that I could purchase an intrepid cavi with, but I also don't have the,
Yep, you definitely don't want the definite vet. That's what we upgraded from.
Yeah. Maybe later. Ormswold? Where the hell is that?
Near the Ormswold.
I suppose I'll find it eventually. Sure, let's pick up some more bargains.
Really? The captivating princess has never terrified anyone? She scared the crap out of me. She was unsettling.
Yeah, but we've also never been in her presence. She probably has some sort of, like, preternatural charm that, overcomes any...
intense creepiness of unfiltered words.
Uh-huh.
She apparently unsuccessfully ran for mayor of London in 1896.
What year did Sunless Seas take place? Or
London
Sunless Sea.
fell in 62. There's a same shape point. She ran for mayor.
Victory Hall.
Her idea of inadequate disguise is a somewhat less expensive tiara.
Nice. The Indurate veteran leads you to her office. It is paneled with bronzewood. A painting from the old world hangs on one wall. A single sun burning in a bleak blue sky. Below the sun is a temple tiered with brightly colored gods. The veteran pours you brandy, and you discuss distant ports and the patterns of recent events. Independence is a charming idea, she confesses after an hour, but when London comes, it'll take a nation to stand against her. Go, that's better.
She has nothing to do with anything. Okay, so I think the answer is no.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I don't know why they chose Charlemagne and not Arthur.
I don't know either. Must have seemed too obvious to be true. Wolseley Station, home of the Wolves. That's
the Fightin' Wolves.
Yeah, that's their football team. The Wolsey Wolves. I like it.
Flowers for Titania. I was going to say that. Actually, no, not yet. What I will do is... Yeah, Port Prosper and Magdalene's.
Eating muffins. These are banana.
I was gonna say, is that like EO peanut?
Yeah. Yes. It worked better with their banana nut. The field of black represents and the splashes of color clearly represent oh boy. Which dork on Colbert's writing team came up with that mouse?
Who knows? Hello? Sure, let's go ahead and get those repairs.
Definitely not stealing an offering from the brewer.
Sure. Buy back some of it at a discount.
It's like selling yourself into devils. I believe you have business at Mangling's?
Yes, and at Port Prosper.
Yep.
And then after each of those, the circus.
Where the hell's that annoying one from?
I don't know.
Okay.
Are you tapping your teeth?
Oh, I'm trying to break up a hard bit of cranberry for my scissors.
Ah.
No, it's just easier. Bye. Still haven't seen the attack these big ones.
You haven't. I have.
Here in the region.
Yes.
I assume it's not.
Mm-hmm. Hello. Report. Put up a flyer for the strong woman. The West Enders need some way to burn their money. The East Enders need a distraction. Posting flyers in both districts should serve you well. By the time you've papered the city, everyone is abuzz. Factory workers wonder if she could perform the labor of a clayman. The well-to-do wonder if she might be able to carry them around in sedans by herself. Rude drunkards wonder if she could lift the rock that overlooks them all.
Why would someone carry around a four-door car?
Not that kind of sedan. Take a factory tour.
I'm sure you probably carry a coupe, but not a sedan.
From your vantage point in the gloom, you see all sorts of things the other visitors are not privy to. Barrels being assigned to destinations based on bribes rather than need. Fatigued workers revivified by sips of unrefined hours. Several respond poorly and are hauled away to the infirmary. Only the most youthful and vigorous workers have been assigned to the workstations the tours pass through. The rest wait in less sightly rooms in the shadows. One aged man catches your eye and winks. Protesters roar outside the gates of the Fulbright factory. The Admiral Nelson has invested in iron doors.
Trying to keep up with fate?
The riffraff.
Is that named a specific fate being you're trying to keep up? I always thought riffraff was a cat.
I thought he was a bald alien.
Think about at least 4 different things, aren't we?
Probably.
And you do know what I mean by the cat, right?
I'm not sure. Is it one of the junkyard gang?
Prometheus?
Yeah. Okay.
Now, I know what you mean by the bald alien, but I didn't realize it was a bald one.
Yes.
Didn't realize there was a bald one. Didn't know the character Riffraff was a bald guy.
Well, I mean, he's mostly bald. He's got hair, but
So he's like
none of it is on
older
top.
looking and apparently the villain.
Depending on how you look at it, yeah.
Occasionally considered the villain.
Yeah, you could consider him the villain.
According to TV tropes. Speaking of nothing. Surely not the only one that like scrapes off muffin residue from cups.
I frequently do. Heck, a lot of the time I'll just chew the cup.
That sounds slightly grosser.
The result is a bit grosser, but it's effective.
Then it's like, it's wet.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just any wet, it's like wet with amylase.
Mm-hmm.
So like, unspooling starch, actively denaturing protein, and other slimes. It's not
Dude.
I get really sleep. Well, it's certainly less gross. There's something unseemly in the concept of eating from your fingernails.
Yeah.
Lipkin's Field, home of the pile of broken crap. Which is apparently called the Great Watson.
Walston.
Oh, big difference.
The Grand Walston.
A town known for its walls.
One would expect.
Ooh, there's a shiny down there.
It's blue.
Blue shroom.
Very blue.
Is blue and blue on the shroom? Due to high concentrations of cobalt. Ah, not breed to the butt sickness.
take those. Fly into the Magdalens.
Carmine Blue bears in the dark.
Fly into Magdalens, sweetheart.
I kind of feel like it wouldn't be as effective as it is under normal circumstances. If you know it's not true, where's the comfort?
Well, let's take the terror cure. Oh yeah.
Boom! That was worth $50.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Flyers. They do not allow flyers to be posted on the premises. They do, however, keep them tidily stacked for interested parties to take. The receptionist accepts them after thorough examination and consulting her ordinances more than once. We'll leave them out for guests.
Hooray! We've done advertising.
Now, down to Polmere and Plenty's. More seeds. Nah.
More seeds.
Or, well, maybe one. I have the room.
As a treat.
As a treat.
Why is it ticking?
That's Magdalene's that's ticking.
I know. Why is the seed ticking? It is ticking. My grenade's not ticking. I'm just giving you a bomb. We're not even time bomb. Just a clock. In a box.
Hey, wait. I just realized I think I forgot to deliver the. Oh. I think I forgot to deliver the seed knots or whatever they're called. Sapling knots.
Class, where are they supposed to go?
The New Winchester.
Oops. Sorry, whatever I needed, but I believe that was when I had it.
Yep. Ooh. Ours. Oh.
Protected by it. Ow! Wow, it spun you right into its broadside.
It spun me right round, baby, right round.
Also, I set out, it did virtually no damage. Like, what?
Yeah,
I don't blow that hard, barely scratch you. And not explode.
Dealt 1 point of damage, I think. Gain sovereigns.
Whoop.
38. That'll be more than enough to...
Over to the left, a wreck.
Hey! How about that?
From someone who didn't beat that particular cantankerous.
The Caracol. Sure, let's repair that 1 point of hull. 2 points, excuse me.
Didn't feel like entering through the exit.
And never stop to think she's out of sync, she's a half step behind.
Oh, that's an unpleasant surprise for that poor marauder! Oh, shit! Hey, it's the first time I've seen an NPC get a kill. You think you look buddy?
She's out of orbit, she'll never connect. She'll run out of time before she accepts she's out of sync.
Come on, fuel?
Fuel! Careful.
Quick, get out of there before he crashes into you. Or fires a celebratory shot. That's it. Promulgate the stereotype of Tackety Jack, but I think these Tacketies might be drinking. They might be friends of Jack, you know what I mean?
Tackety Jack, don't go back.
tag team, is it? Wait, Dracula and the Wolfman are working together? I was about to say, there's another movie that makes it extremely unlikely.
But so far, every Santo or Santo movie that I've seen, the English dubs are either done by Mexicans who speak English, or done by gringos who are trying a
Thank you. There's only one left, but I didn't mean to eat that many.
who are attempting to mimic
Yeah.
a Mexican accent. Which is, if it's the first one, that's fine. If these are Mexican voice actors who speak English and so they're doing, then that's fine.
If it's a fake accent,
Yeah, then
that's cringy.
But the maid, lady in the house, Juanita, can you come please put Maria to bed? She comes, or I guess she just called her Jasmine. Is how the maid answers. Jasmine. Now I have certainly heard, at Alcon, in the international division.
Yeah.
I have certainly heard some of the Spanish speakers that I worked with. The Y's, depending on the word, the Y frequently sounded like the J. Had a J sound on it.
Yeah.
I was about to joke, wouldn't it be pronounced Hessman?
No. Derp.
Like amarillo.
Yeah.
But again, so if these are native Spanish speakers speaking English in their own accent, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I just hope it's not the other.
Yeah.
But they,
Or at the very least, not someone doing a caricature of one. Like if they're doing a studied approximation of one, like trying to be as accurate as possible, that's one thing.
Or if they know Spanish and they learn Mexican Spanish, so like their Mexican accent's actually pretty good.
Well, no, except they're speaking English.
Right.
yeah, English stuff.
I'm saying, like, if an English speaker learns Mexican Spanish, they'd have a pretty good feel for how a Mexican accent would do. You could probably port it back over okay.
Yeah, possibly.
Though you'd have to, like, still be good at the Mexican Spanish to do that. I remember my Mexican accent was pretty good when I spoke Spanish because I learned the Mexican version thereof. We skipped a lot of the Espanian stuff.
Yeah, we did too.
And yeah, for a while I was like particularly good at that. But it's been a while, so it's not good enough that I could remotely port the accent over to English and sound not stupid.
Right.
But back in like 8th grade, yeah, I could probably do it.
This does not sound like you're doing a stereotype. It sounds very much like it could be legitimate.
Sure.
Well, that aside, back to our show.
You deliver the news while she's in the middle of her training. She puts the dumbbell down with exquisite form and fetches you a reward from her tent. Here, she says, wiping sweat from her brow with her forearm. I hope they'll bring something interesting. I've really missed being surprised. She smiles wistfully and returns to lifting her weights, keeping up a running commentary on the things she saw last time her act was popular.
Awesome. Delicious.
He smiles like a child who has just seen something magical. Did you hear how they gasped? He asks, mimicking the audience with exaggerated features of surprise. His smile widens and he takes another puff. It's been a long time since I've heard that. Talk to the acrobat twins. They sit across from each other in quiet conversation, sunk deep into their fat cushions. They smile awkwardly at you. It's good for us to be together again. And not so good. I do rather wish we could be free of this place. Perhaps you'll have better success. Perhaps. They fall into a silence you cannot pull them out of. Talk to the pensive clown. His head is bowed, his bald dome shines in the lantern light. If you ignore the grease paint, he looks not unlike the bust of a Grecian philosopher. Cuddles and Ruffles are nestled by the pensive clown. They came through the avid horizon with me, he says. I brought them with me from quite a long ways away. Cuddles is from the heartland of England, and Ruffles, the geese honk. He laughs and spreads his hands. Well, I guess they don't want me to give away all their mystique.
Honk.
Okay, so Cuddles and Ruffles are geese?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Talk to the headstrong strong woman. She's prepared tea for herself, but is happy to share. It is weak, though, its leaves having been used several times before. I can't believe people brought things to the show. It was like I was in Mahogany Hall again. Into the big top. The echoing silence of the empty tent is undercut by something just out of earshot, a buzzing almost. You travel to the giant obelisk to one side of the port. The noise, the sensation only gets louder. The obelisk is covered with giant indecipherable symbols, and as you touch it, you being here feels right on some deep primal level. All thoughts of travel melt away. There is a place for you here, where you're meant to be, amongst the grease paint and the sawdust. You quickly pull your hand away. The itch recedes.
Whew.
The urchin hands over your free tickets with no apparent enthusiasm.
You have 9.
Attend another performance. The big top is filled. The audience chatters in anticipation. When the lights dim and the ringmaster is drawn into the center ring on his horse-drawn calliope, singing of the night's delights, the applause is rapturous. Then come the acts. The magician appears suddenly from a puff of smoke, dazzling the crowd with his many amazing devices. The acrobatic twins swing from their trapeze, figures of perfect symmetry as they go back and forth. The pensive clown is heralded by his comedic geese, Cuddles and Ruffles, who march in their finery before him. They honk as he juggles them, and the audience collapses into laughter. The strong woman asks the crowd if they've brought anything for her to lift. They cheer as a group of 10 attendees struggle to wheel out a wagon full of crates and barrels. Not only does she lift them all in turn, she overturns the wagon single-handedly at the end, to rapturous applause. 4 sky stories and a vision of the heavens. Nice. Visit the amusements.
What does the boss have to say now?
Yeah, apparently nothing.
Huh.
He is nowhere to be seen.
Hours. Sheesh. Cool.
Yeah.
You have brought the circus back its own glory.
Indeed.
It seems like the twins take turns running away.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, great seeds.
Back to Winchester.
Electric Avenue.
And you take it higher. We're gonna pop down to Electric Avenue. And then we take it higher. Out in the street.
I blame the bees. And apparently ants. They're ants. That was on this one, apparently. They brought the ants. You think if you were bringing the place brick by brick, you would leave the ants behind?
I guess they just stowed away.
Maybe they're like in a single brick. Bad brick. There's one of the ants in it. Or is it like steel? Very much steel.
Flint on steel.
Maybe there's like aluminum. Trade favor for half a sandwich.
What kind of sandwich?
Ooh, better get half a potato.
What kind of potato?
You can trade that out for a Franklin.
Yeah, hours for the nature reserve. I can do that too. One, two, three. How many do I need altogether? I need one more of those. 4 of those.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
You don't say.
12.
12.
Remember wanting to play that pinball?
Right?
I'm surprised, like, the Sesame Street pinball wasn't, like, released as a level for one of the many PC pinball simulators that once existed.
I think that would have been I think that was basically an impossible pinball machine.
Yeah, but video games can do whatever they want them to. They can do things.
Those things
you
are.
At least make a table based on it.
You could make a table based on it, but it would be a far cry from the original.
No, it'd be a pinball table.
You know what I mean.
Far Cry 9. This is just a pinball table.
Ubisoft has nothing
Have
to
I
do
told
with
you
this.
the definition of insanity? It's going for that fourth multi-ball and saying anything different's gonna happen.
Oh.
I dare Ubisoft to make a pinball game. They'll probably ruin it like they did Uno.
Speaking of multi-ball, that reminds me of a dream I had the other night.
This worries me.
Where in, at least in one small part of it, it was, either in like some either like a waterside hotel or a cruise ship or something like that.
Mm.
And in a very tall room right outside the elevators. Like, you know how they have like multi-story rooms that the elevators face out onto, and then the hallways go off from that in like hotels or whatever. Chris was there, and he just like threw 6 or 8 there's one of those guys.
Whoa!
Threw 6 or 8 tennis balls and started playing like what one man chaos squash in there.
Yeah, so like violence ball, but multi-ball single player.
Yeah.
Sounds difficult.
It looked like fun.
Violence ball is fun until everyone gets exhausted from punching tennis balls.
I forget whether or not he had a racket. I kind of think he didn't, but...
You don't need a racket for violence ball. It's still play. You punch the ball.
Well, no, I'm saying I don't remember whether it was or not.
Lord Bob Reese's Shadow of the Hedgehog. Chaos Squash! Lots of fun. Ooh, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah. Apt.
He's ambivalent between good and evil. Sure. He has a gun. Okay. Yep.
How bizarre. Another worldly artifact. No bargains available, though.
He exudes dangerous amounts of 90s radiation.
I forgot to deliver the sapling knots again.
Poop! We were doing jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Did you deliver the sapling crosses at least?
Wrong knots.
At least it wasn't sapling gone nuts.
This is far too many trees. This is terrible. Speaking of Don Knotts, you know what? Speaking of Don Knotts, you know what movie I haven't seen in forever? That I kind of want to watch now.
Some ancient Don Knotts vehicle, I suppose.
Yes, The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. It is so good.
I keep mishearing it as The Ghost of Mr. Chicken.
No, The Ghost and Mr. Chicken.
It's just like a ghost in a chicken costume. Chicken boo, what's the matter with you?
It's like it's essentially it's a live action Scooby-Doo episode. Essentially.
Zoinks!
What is gray? Who is gray? Well,
Jeez.
gray.
I wonder if the Package's response is based on this picture.
Yeah. Only in girth.
Also, how is there creation is supposed to be an answer to the monitor. The monitor is a very long-range craft. We can just hang back.
I am too, and I'm quite glad. Just grazed it. Let's go for precious stones.
Try to render the fungus fungal.
The fungal sheath is tough, fibrous. It must be dug out by the roots, which sprout between the cantankerous segmented plates. You use a sharpened trowel and leather-gloved fingers. Beneath a glitterer... my inflections are all wrong. Don't listen to me.
They glitter valuable stones?
Like they're not even amusingly wrong. Like the what's his name spokesman.
Yeah, the annoying spokesman. It's usually Dave.
Dave, thank you.
I think that's not even his name. Spokesman's just being a pest. I think because of the music. In large part because he's Graham.
Yes.
Not Graham Chapman, the other one. Okay, bye. Bees. Oh, sure, yeah, now you get cheese.
Now you turn out. Now you turnip. Now you turnip.
And now I think they're stuck on.
Probably.
Bye, bees.
Bye, bees. Hi, bees.
Bees nuts! Rude.
Catch. I'll take the
Come
XP.
on, level!
Close, but not quite.
Belgium Square. Oh, good, more bees are happening.
Such bee.
Did you feel wild? Bees happened.
Art!
It makes you fart!
No.
No, wait, that's beans. Chili beans.
There we go.
Zero tests. Seeds.
I mean, it's fewer than I delivered, so sure. Why not?
Seeds.
Let's take a new facet. Pestilence. Since arriving in the heavens through the avid horizon, you have contracted an unlikely illness. You are turning imperceptibly slowly into glass. A house of cards. -1 nightmares. I don't have any nightmares.
Oh, too bad though. It comes with a thing.
What comes with the thing?
Oh no, it comes with a negative nightmare. Never mind.
Right.
Well, I suppose you can save that till the next one.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy. Going for that mirror boost so you can use that one thing.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Could go mirrors and veils just to get,
Or do you need to go for the iron boost so you can use a blue gun?
Ooh, that could be good too. In which case I could go
Iron
over.
and
Yeah.
peak physical condition.
Determination is crucial, once a day, every day, regardless of mood or circumstance. What is the nature of your regime? Evening constitutionals. A brisk walk clears the lungs and the mind. Fresh air is best, of course, but when away from port, you must content yourself with a sprightly turn around the locomotive.
First one's Texas silly.
You have a helpfully illustrated manual of exercises to improve your flexibility, your carriage, and an erect bearing.
Improve your carriage, huh? It sounds like a butt joke. The last part sounds like an obvious joke. Oh, really? You'll get the level of guy. You're like a level 14 captain or something.
Or something.
What do I level you need to be for Admiral? Admiral Crunch?
You know what? I think I'm going to take a look at Eleutheria.
That's an option. You do have a bunch of business in Albion.
I do. But I'd like to know what Eleutheria looks like. So I can actually answer the question in Titania to open it back up. But, yeah, let's resupply nice and full. First to the circus. Where's our Honey Wannies Vern? Huh. Well, maybe I can be lucky and find it. Ooh. Out my way, bees. Oops. Really? That was enough to hurt. And I can't carry any honey. Oh well. I almost can, but not quite. moment's memory, Polmir and Plity's inconceivable purpose. Purpose? I can talk! Polmir and Plenty's inconceivable circus is pulling in crowds. Passenger locomotives shuttle guests in, merchant traders, and even the odd high-ranking tackety captain find excuses to dock at Gervais's Rest. The ringmaster is run off his feet. The rejuvenated circus is heaving with visitors. Looming over it all is the vast obelisk. Its shadow falls over the crowds. Its sigils are burning brighter than you remember. The sigils smolder invitingly. You could touch it if you like. The circus has vanished. The islands on which it stood are empty aside from a vast tree of fungus stretching up into the heavens. Its hyphae stretch from island to island, weaving them together, a verdant. Looming above it is a luminous crustacean the size of a palace, a messenger. Its carapace is emblazoned with the sign of two overlapping suns. Its pincers flex slowly, thoughtfully. Sigils burn in the air between the two, exchanged like volleys in a tennis match. Gradually, the flurry of correspondence diminishes. A compact has been reached. The messenger drives the obelisk into the ground, a marker of their concord. The obelisk is marked with the words of the emissaries, of meeting, of peace. One, close to the point, ignites in searing light, a commingling of radiances. The obelisk remembers the promise. Something has to.
Oh, this is something that once happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the same messenger as Faith's Fall.
I bet you're right.
The one that brought the well seed.
Mm-hmm.
Killing the Gardener King.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Alright.
Yeah. I need to go record my life real quick. I will be right back. For some reason, like, my hamstrings and my ribs both are, like, sore. I have to stop sitting cross-legged. Let myself stretch out more, recline more.
Yeah, you definitely need to do less curling up. It kind of makes everything tighten over time. It can be a problem.
The greatest show, that is what the adverts promise, and visitors seem to agree. Cheery calliope music thunders from the big top and through the many polished amusement stands. Such is the lure of the renewed carnival, that people are coming from as far as London itself to partake. Many of them never leave. A small shanty town has been established just outside of the tents, where they sit and laugh and plan to return home. Just not today. Tomorrow, perhaps, after one more performance. The big top looms dramatically in the fog of the Reach, but it's not nearly as imposing as the massive obelisk floating nearby. Some enterprising soul has hung bunting between it and the big top. As for the circus itself, it thrums with activity. The dock is crammed with vessels from all over the Reach. A few look to have come all the way from Albion. The usher barely has a moment to catch his breath between new arrivals. Okay.
What if you get the same loot for seeing the shotgun?
It might be too soon. Yeah, it's not an available option.
Oh, yep. Alright.
Okay, to Hybris. Oh, why?
Here's where you're going. Ooh, okay, yeah, you don't want to go there yet.
Oh, I don't?
It's not necessarily any more dangerous than the Reach or Albion, but it can be unforgiving. You're more likely to find a number of hostile creatures all at once. They have your ports, and unlike the other regions, you can't prepare your ship for suffix in the center. Good luck, Captain. You're really going to...
Okay, then. Well, as long as I'm headed this way, I'll at least clear out some of the,
Whoa. Battle of Culverson's new.
Nah, this has been here.
Oh, you sneaky snagger. Ooh.
Scavenge for parts.
Blow
There.
yourself right up.
Ah.
Oop, 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 oop. What the? Oh, there's nothing wrong with
Ow. More repairs. Up Yorn. Loot the hold. A solid crate. 1 barrel of unseasoned hours. Oh boy. And here's some jettisoned stuff. Really? Kenyans. Good job. You nearly blew yourself up there.
Yeah, that's how you handle those guys. Put something to your back, let them charge and dodge.
There. Sure.
And of course he's crazy.
You find a cabin barricaded from within. It holds a crewman who seems lucid,
Yeah.
begs to join your crew. Yeah, I could use one more hand. Use one more ham.
Find a guy, and one of the ship's gone. Speaking of guns, it's a good thing those aren't shooting at you.
Mm-hmm.
From the hostile base. That router doesn't like that you took that abandoned craft. And the broadside. In the face shot.
I'm still driving down the road. There's a truck. Gonna flip it off.
I said that change only $29. What? That sounds like the dog from Homeward Bound being sad.
Shoot your butt.
Face.
Face.
Salon stewed gossip.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Gossip.
This is radio for bees.
Plays dance music.
Fragments. I feel like I'm doing two things.
Two sneeze.
Three things.
Four sneeze.
Ah.
There's a hole in Daddy's arm. All the money goes.
Is there like literally nothing here?
There might be. There might be literally nothing here.
Maybe there's at least a route.
I think there's a
Is there a
route.
northwest passage?
For just one time, I could make a northwest passage and find the hand of Franklin reaching for the Beaufort Sea, tracing one warm line through a land so wide and savage, and make a northwest passage to the sea.
Yeah, the song doesn't actually do what he expected to at that point. Like, you think it's gonna be like, land so wide and savage? But it's like, land so wide and savage! He just hits his leaps. Apparently, the land's just that savage. On the loose. running a little low on gas.
Yeah, that's why I'm headed for Magdalene's. It's the closest port.
Oh, the breach makes weird sounds. So that is thing that work.
Yep.
Even have hours on board. Just really low. Yeah, it was less barrel, but tasteful.
Mm-hmm. Magdalene's is right there. We'll be fine.
If it's just barely not enough, we can burn some.
Will be enough. It'll only be enough if, like, one of the gods decides to dislike us.
Yeah, burr below we're mad at you might be screwed.
Yeah.
I really gotta agree with the devil on his when it comes to Magdalene stuff. Like, you gotta be a little head empty to accept comforting lies when you know them to be lies. We're not skinless.
Skinless?
It's skinless.
Oh.
Less than legal. Wait, do we have that because of affiliation villainy, or does it cause affiliation villainy?
Yes.
Yep, we have that because of affiliation villainy. Without affiliation villainy, would we have a different bargain, or would we not have a bargain?
I think we would not have a bargain right now. Alright. Back to New Winchester.
Where we shall deliver the freaking knots.
Mm-hmm.
What did that call them?
Sapling knots.
Sapling knots, yes. That's what I thought, but I've never seen it.
The knots of dawn.
Cusco's knots.
The knots for Cusco.
Those knots. And face, explode. Yeah, explode. Explode.
There.
There you go. Full of cash. Not a lot of
35 seconds.
Also, once we have deployed the knots, let's probably do some time to go because it is 11:11.
Cool.
Good 4 hours after the gas station.
No. Good 4 hours after the guest. Is
No.
how it sounded like at
No
first. No, let's just.
Drop there and
Nope. I summoned them, didn't I?
bye. I didn't like how the guns track. This isn't something in a pleasant and like.
Hello, I am guest.
I think I've realized the shotgun blasts are probably just good. But that one with the wind up and a single shot that tracks,
Yeah.
I think that's the. Ghosts of Passing Through.
Spooky.
The Ghosts of Passing You gained the thing, you're doing better. Stovepipes aren't doing as well anymore. Good.
Yeah, it's much more even now.
Yay! We're just gonna do like an arms dealer and prop up both sides. Nobody caught me turn on us. Legend has it that's something my dad's family did in Ireland. They were swordsmiths that were selling swords to both sides of a conflict.
Deliver sapling knots. There we go.
Get them out of here. Alright.
Bank. Deposit some things. I'll keep those on me because we probably want to go through the gate next time.
Next time in London. If you'll ignore my stupid train center.
Make sure.
Those are exactly on the way.
No. Oh, though we do want to go back to, well, we don't have any literature, but I do want to go back to Trader's Wood to venture to the place. The two.
Grave?
Yeah, Regent's Grave.
The one that's right there?
Yeah.
The last one entering Regent's Grave.
Yes.
Okay, so we've plopped the circus flares. Let's see. Go back to Regent's Grave after it'll be on business, yes.
Okay, that works.
Where we can do things like replace the useless gun that we got from a marauder with the blue shotgun.
Yes. And since...
Because while the shotguns are kind of annoying, as like a generalist, there are times when the enemy's in your face.
Yeah. I think we can just straight up buy literature somewhere in Albion, so I may as well go ahead and pick this up since we'll be coming back here. But not that one. Yeah.
Perdurance and Mulberry Juxamine.
Yep.
I think we had business specifically in Perdurance too.
Yep. Both of those, really. If I want to, but there's a few things in Perdurance that we want to do. The rats are one of them, but.
Old Tom, Signal Boy, and the Fortunate Navigator all want to go to London.
Yeah, I think there's something.
Corporal wants to go to the mausoleum. Rats want to go to Perdurance. Check various ports for a Verdant Spore. Get a cage beef for a devil. Only go to Will of the Wolf to trigger that properly.
The princess wants to go to Perdurance.
I didn't have that recorded. Take rats and princess. I don't think you had her back, actually, is why I don't have that. You must have gotten her back while I was away. Navigator's sandwich. That's Signal Boy.
Okay. Then yeah, that'll do it.
A
Would
shining deluxe. Let's
would
see
you
who under the
please,
stars is available for.
if you would please open the desk so I
Oh,
can.
is there something I shouldn't be stepping on?
Oh, there
Mixture.
was a thing there. Yes.
Crown of coax. Oh, this is just surprisingly difficult tonight.
Sorry. Thank you so much for watching. I probably won't be back tomorrow afternoon due to some technical difficulties that are still being ironed out, but soon, hopefully. Da, da, da. Let me think. Saturday night, though, we'll be back with Chroma Squad.
Yes.
That's right, Chroma Squad. And next Thursday, more Sunless Skies. Now let's see who is around.
Let me see a couple of things. He's doing Super Mario World. Hungry Goria is doing something called Shining Wisdom.
Oh, I think I remember seeing Heaven Chai streaming Shining Wisdom once.
Aquas is playing Storage Shmups.
Let's go raid Hungry Goria.
Right here.
Oh no, this is a different Shining game. So, yeah, thanks again. Hope to see you next time. Good night, everybody.